Our first guest tonight is a talented actor and comedian you know from movies such as Air, the Rush Hour films, and Friday. He's currently on his Chris Tucker the Legend stand-up tour. You can see him at the Beacon Theater here in New York, November 17th and 18th. Tickets are available at christucker.com. Please welcome to the show, Chris Tucker, everybody.
Can y'all come and bring me out tomorrow night at the Beacon Theater? And the next night? That was
there you
awesome,
go.
Man.
They're great, right?
They are awesome, man.
You're great. I'm so happy to have you here.
Man, I'm happy to be here, man.
This is I will say, let me tell you something, because you've earned the right to call yourself a legend.
Thank you.
You have to have the confidence.
Thank you.
To put it.
You know, I thought people was trying to say I was old. You know, younger people would say, man, you're a legend. I'm like, I ain't that old, man. Wait a minute. And then I kind of accepted it.
Yeah, you got to, when they give you legend, you got to wear legend.
You just take it.
You got to take it.
Yes.
You're playing the Beacon. I know you've played there before. It's a wonderful theater. Are you excited?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Last time I played there, Harry Belafonte came and saw me, and he said, Chris, you need to sing more. And that's what I do in my show. I sing, I dance, I act. I do it all. I tell jokes. I do it all. So it's like a Broadway play, man.
That's fantastic. You must be exhausted at the end of it.
You know what? I am.
Yeah.
I am. It's like you know, it's like a race car driver, Formula One driver, man.
Yeah.
When I'm out there in my show, it's like the energy's coming at me. I'm giving it back to them. So it's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
That's fantastic. I know your last hour was on Netflix.
Yes.
Chris, you're very honest about things that have happened in your life. You're honest about tax problems, things like that. Is that still what people can expect, that you are kind of laying it all out there?
I talk about it all. I finally paid their butt off. They had me on the road. I told them, I was like Tony Montana. I said, let me go out on the road, okay? I'll make a meal here, a meal there. I'll get you the money, okay, man? Take it easy, okay? You're gonna have a heart attack, man. Calm down.
That's great. And
I did what I could on the side, but I stay loyal to you, man.
And the IRS responded to that.
They responded. They said,
that's great.
It was the IRS tour for a couple
That's
of years
great.
now. Backstage waiting on their money. I said, y'all, trip.
Yeah. Maybe they loved the show, too.
They did. They enjoyed it.
That's great. Now, you were the youngest of six growing up in Atlanta. Do you feel like being the youngest gives you a head start in comedy because you just sort of like grow up and you've got this older audience that already is sort of delighted by you?
Oh, definitely, man. You learn faster because you see your brothers and sisters make mistakes, and you like see my brothers get a whooping. I'm like, what you do? God, dog. Daddy tore your butt up. I didn't take out the garbage. I got to make sure I take it out when it's my turn.
Yeah.
What day the garbage man come on? Tuesday? I got to remember. Yeah, all types of stuff, man. You learn, and then you with their older friends, so you got to, then you can't say nothing, so you have to fight your way into conversations.
Do you remember the early things that you were doing for jokes?
Oh, well, I hosted a high school talent show. I talked about stuff. I don't remember. I was just like a natural. People would say I was funny, and I'd be like, what did you talk about? They would say I remind them of Eddie Murphy in high school. Then I hosted a talent show, and I did it in, a stand-up form, and I told my first school joke, and I got a little laugh, and I said, oh, I'm going to do this the rest of my life.
Oh, I know, right?
Best feeling in the world,
That
man.
first little itch, and you're like, I'm never giving this up.
Yeah.
You've had some incredible... before you started were leads in films, you would just steal movies with tiny little appearances. Johnny Booze.
Oh, thank you. House Party 3.
House Party 3.
Yeah.
And Johnny Booze kind of shows up, does his thing, and gets out, but a very memorable character. How much of Johnny Booze, be honest, was based on this outfit?
It was all of it, because when they gave me the outfit, I said, oh, God, he's a pimp or something, so... I'm going to go ahead and do it. And that came from stand-up, being ready. Whatever they throw at you, you get out there and you just do it. And I only had like 3 minutes to make my mark, on that scene. So, yeah, the outfit helps.
Then, of course, Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Now,
Smokey, yeah.
Did anybody making this movie have any sense of how long a tail it would have, how people would just be in love with it for years?
Nobody knew. I remember me and Faison Love, who played Big Worm, went and saw the movie, but it wasn't no score, no music, and we was like, man, this is terrible, man. We got to find another job. We didn't know, but I knew that I did what I was prepared. I knew it was my shot, coming, from stand-up to acting. I had to, calm stuff down from stand-up. You're broad, and acting, you got to get into the character. So I knew I got all that right. And when they put the score and the music together, the director, Gary Gray, said, no, man, trust me, it's a hit. It's a good movie. And we was like, oh, we'll see. And then it just became what it became, so it's great.
Do people still yell things from Friday?
Smokey! They always say, Smokey! I be at church, Smokey! I'm like, come on, man. respect the Lord, man. What's wrong with you?
And then, so you know, again, you know, this is a two-hander, and smaller movies where everybody's like, oh my, you know, I remember, you know, Jackie Brown, for example. You're like, oh my God, who's that guy? That guy's great. Stealing movies with these little parts, and then of course, Rush Hour happens.
Yes,
and this is another thing, man.
I was so excited, man, because I knew that I could put my comedy with Jackie Chan's martial arts, and it would be fantastic. But it's the 25th anniversary of the first Rush Hour.
Unbelievable.
And man, it seemed a long time ago, but Jackie was so kind and so nice. He would give me a gift every day on the first Rush Hour set. He would send me over a gift, a different gift. I said, man, what is this? Part of his culture? He's so nice. Then I realized he's from China. They make everything over there. He was getting it for free anyway.
Oh, that's very unfair.
He wasn't paying for nothing.
Oh, man.
He was looking out the window like, look at Chris Tucker. He's gonna go broke trying to keep up with me. We make Jordan 1s in Taiwan.
Speaking of Jordans, I want to talk to you about Air, which you're fantastic in. We're going to be more with Chris right after this.